everyone, welcome back to Travel 101 and welcome back to another travel advice video. Today's topic is all about something we get asked about a lot, and it is if you can actually visit China without a visa. And the answer is yes, you actually can. China has allowed visitors from certain countries to be able to transit in their country for up to 144 hours. And the best part about it is it's completely free and there is no pre-application needed. However, there are certain rules that people seem to get really confused about, so we're going to dive into them now to actually shed some light on how you can visit China without a visa. So if you're ready, let's just dive straight in. Firstly, you do need to make sure you actually are from one of the 53 countries that are actually allowed to apply for this visa. So you must have a passport from one of these countries, and we can link them all in the description below. Also, you do need to make sure that your passport as well has a minimum of 3 months left. We highly recommend 6 just to cover all bases. Secondly, you must enter through a port in China that will actually allow you to apply for this visa. Did you know that actually not all ports in China will allow you to apply for the maximum 144 hours? We will again link all the ports that you fly into in China and what kind of visa you can actually apply for. Although you may only want a 24-hour visa, if in the future you want to apply for a 144-hour visa, you want to cover all bases and make sure you fly into the correct airport. Thirdly, you need to make sure that you are purely transiting. This means you can't be flying into China and then back home to where you started from. You need to be heading to a third country. This point seems to confuse a lot of people, so I'll run through a couple of examples that should shed some light on this for you. So if you're flying from Australia all the way to Europe but you had a 144-hour stopover in China, then you would actually be able to apply for this free visa. Another example is if you're flying from America all the way to Europe and you were stopping in China for maybe 24 or 72 hours. Again, this would be allowed and you would be able to apply for the transit visa. But if you're flying from America to China and then back to America, that is not a transit. So make sure you consider this when you're planning to book your flight. Make sure China is purely a transit and a layover. In addition to this, when you are applying for your free visa at the airport, you do need to make sure that you can prove you have an outbound flight from China. So this can be in either the form of a ticket that you've been issued when you first checked in for your first flight, or an itinerary that you've printed off that shows that you have a confirmed seat on a flight out of China. So those are the main points you need to consider before visiting China without a visa. But I have a few extra points that will definitely make the whole process a lot smoother. So firstly, when you're checking in for your initial flight at the front counter, make sure you just let them know that you will be applying for the visa. Secondly, make sure you're prepared to collect your luggage. You will need to do that even though you are transiting and you have a connecting flight. Make sure you have your itinerary printed off and also the hotel's address printed off. You will need to provide this information when you are collecting your free visa. Hope that shed a lot of light on this very confusing visa. The great thing is China has now allowed passengers from 53 countries to visit China for free. So if you're considering a holiday, I would definitely recommend applying for this visa and considering a little transit in China. Now, if you have anything further to add, make sure you leave that in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We cannot wait to see you in our next video.